Finding balance in the modern world isn't easy, but I believe nature has everything we need. I'm Frankie Paz, a plant-based chef living on a narrowboat in one of the busiest cities. Nature is my muse and I create delicious recipes, forage wild herbs from city parks and follow nature cycles and prove that city living can be done differently. Through good food and raw, honest storytelling, I celebrate the magic and messiness of life. So today we're going to make a chocolate peanut butter date kind of bark thing. I don't really buy desserts and stuff because I'm not into refined sugar. And I also, when you look at the ingredients, there's like so many ingredients in something, whereas this is like 3 ingredients. The chocolate that I'm using is just really basic chocolate. I think there's like 3 chocolates in that. It's like a vegan, chocolate, like 150 grams of chocolate. So we're going to start with, prepared. No, I always save these just so I'm not throwing them out. Save the trees. Okay, we're just going to line that. And we are going to melt the chocolate. So just on low heat. You don't want it to burn, you see. Yeah, so like I was saying, this chocolate's really natural chocolate. I think there's like 3 ingredients: cacao butter. You can kind of use any chocolate you want. I just always try and use as natural as possible when I can. And this is dark chocolate as well, because there's so much sweetness coming from the dates. You don't want anything that's got too much sweetener in. We'll let that melt. So the dates. Everyone talks about Medjool dates and they are fucking great, but they are so expensive. So I don't know if I'm saying this right. These are called Deglet Noor. Was that right? Deglet Noor. Oh, anyway, they're like half the price. You can find them and you can get organic ones that are quite cheap. And I always use this for cooking in raw desserts and everything. So when you're going to whack loads, probably we want to fill like the bottom. Okay, so we filled that up. Now I'm going to take them off here. And I'm just going to chop them up a little bit. They're a little bit sticky, but not sticky enough. I can just mash them down. And dates are amazing. They're so sweet. Oh my God, I'm a little bit addicted to peanut butter and dates. If you kind of want something that's sweet and quick, it's just like duck a date and a bit of peanut butter. There you go. Now, transfer this to here and just kind of squash them down. They might not stick. You might just have to use your hands, to be honest. So now what I'm doing is just kind of squashing them down. If you have got Medjool dates, then this will work a little bit easier. But you just kind of want to squash and mush them together a little bit, just because once the bark is formed, it will just give lots of different textures, which I kind of like. I like different textures. Makes the palette more enjoyable. I'm also going to add, just to make sure the chocolate goes a little bit longer, I'm going to add, I'd say a huge tablespoon of coconut oil. So what this does is just kind of, basically adding a big dollop of coconut oil just creates more chocolate and it makes it a little bit easier and more runny to play with. Having the coconut oil just makes it a little bit more silky. Silky chocolate is where it's at. So now, peanut butter. You can use almond butter, you can use all kinds, like peanut butter, because it's cheaper. And I like loads of it as well. So we just go in here of it. This is really smooth peanut butter, which is kind of annoying. Peanut butter. A note on peanut butter, actually. Peanut butter, they are sneaky motherfuckers, actually. Even the ones that look really healthy have like rapeseed oil and oils in them. You don't need oil in a peanut butter. With the fats, naturally, when they're heated and they kind of stone grounded into a peanut butter, the fats release and it becomes really liquidy anyway. So when they add, I'm always like a little bit cautious when I see the oils, because I'm like, well, what peanuts are you using? And also, you just don't need that much oil in your life. I cook with a lot of oil. I don't need more oil. So yeah, stay away from that. That's probably... To be honest, I make this when I've got lots of friends coming over and I can't be asked to make a dessert and I want to like woo them. And I just put this on the table and everyone breaks it up, and it's a bit of a like trough kind of get involved vibe. You're still waiting for that massive dollop to melt. You could make your own chocolate by just using coconut oil, cacao powder. No, actually scrap that. Cacao butter, cacao, and like some kind of sweetener. But to be honest, this is way easier. Oh my God, it smells so good. Chocolate. Look at that. Oh yeah. It's actually really satisfying when you see all the colours poured together. You want to make sure it's completely covered so you don't see any kind of peanut butter bits. You just want it to be evenly distributed. Okay, and then you give it a little wriggle. So if there's any cracks, it's getting in there. Look at that. Because when you do use natural peanut butter, it shouldn't even have salt in it or anything, basically. A sprinkle of salt. This will go in the fridge now until it gets hard enough, because basically I just want to eat it. So yeah, till it gets hard, that's when we're taking it out. Ta-da! Look at that. Looks epic, doesn't it? So, you just turn it upside down. Oh yeah, look at that. So then what you do is you just break a piece off. Oh my God. That is ridiculous. I like the gooey part. The gooey part just makes it feel more like, I don't know, naughty on some level. So what I would do when I'm serving it, what you could do is just break it up into pieces and keep it in the fridge. Or if you've got gas, you just chop it up, put it in the middle, and everyone just gets involved. There's something about everyone using their fingers in a dessert that I just think makes, like, I don't know, there's a level of intimacy with that, you know, because I think in lots of other countries we use our hands, but here we don't. There's this real thing. But when you just get involved and everyone's with their fingers, there's just, yeah, like a real kind of intimacy around the table. So yeah, like, oh, look at that. That is like amazing. And also it's like a, you know, obviously there's like fat and sugars and all the bits, but it's all natural. So it's like, you know, there's such little ingredients in this, and it's much better eating something like that where you know every single ingredient than eating a bloody Snickers bar down the road. Oh yeah. Well, peanut buttery. Went to town on the peanut butter. Ugh. Get involved.